some of the best universities in the US are openly sharing their courses online. And this is just part of a trend, the trend of open educational resources. OERs are revolutionary technologies of knowledge delivery that use the internet to share and spread educational content, making high-quality education available for each motivated person to access for free.
Open educational resources are educational materials like syllabi, workbooks, textbooks, and videos that are openly licensed and freely available to use and reuse online. The open licenses used for OER give users more freedom to work with the resources than copyright law usually allows. The most common open licenses for OER are Creative Commons licenses. These customizable licenses show users what they're allowed to do with your resource. Can they edit it, sell an adapted version of it, combine it with other materials? These licenses make the answers clear.
Education is fundamentally about sharing. Teachers share their knowledge and skills with students. Students share their questions and drafts with teachers. Those teachers share feedback, criticism, and encouragement with their students. And on it goes. In fact, if there's no sharing happening, there's no education happening. Education is sharing. Period. In the past, the only way for teachers to share with students outside their classrooms was to capture their knowledge and skills in physical artifacts like books. Unfortunately, for every additional person you hope to reach this way, you have to print another copy of the book and ship it somewhere around the world. It would be a terrifically expensive enterprise to try to reach even a tiny fraction of the world's learners this way. But the internet changes the equation. Instead of printing and shipping millions of physical books, a single digital resource like an electronic book can be copied and downloaded an infinite number of times at essentially no cost. The internet makes copying and distributing free. That means we can share on a scale unimagined in all of human history, which means we can educate like never before.
So in the open education space, we say that open is different than free and open is better than free. Open is free plus permissions. And specifically, it's these 5 legal permissions. Now these come from David Wiley, a longtime leader in the open education space. And David walks us through these 5R permissions of what you can do with an open educational resource. So first, you can retain a copy. Now this is especially important because we're seeing new business models that do not let students or faculty or teachers retain a copy of the educational resources. But with OER, you can always retain a copy. You can keep a copy for yourself forever. Reuse is, I'm going to take somebody else's work and use it exactly as it is. I can use it in all sorts of different ways, but I'm really not making any changes to it. Revise is, I'm going to change it. I'm going to modify this work. I'm going to create a derivative work, something new, something different than the original. Remix is, I'm going to take 2 different OER and I'm going to mix them together in a new way. And then redistribute is that new thing that I've created or that adaptation that I've created, that revision or that remix. I can redistribute it. I can share it with other people.
Over the past few years, several researchers have been studying open educational resources. Dr. John Hilton recently published a systematic analysis of the effectiveness of these resources and the perception students and professors have about them. Based on the results of this research, we think that open educational resources have the potential to make higher education more accessible to students. Dr. Hilton's paper focused on the available literature. The literature consisted of 16 empirical studies that examined courses where OER had replaced traditional textbooks. Some of these studies looked at learning outcomes and student success rates to judge how effective these resources were. There are 2 key findings in this work. First, using open educational resources does not decrease student learning. Students generally did better, not worse, when using free OER compared to expensive textbooks. Second, OER are generally perceived to be as good as, if not better than, traditional textbooks. Students and professors both expressed that OER were of high quality, and unlike printed textbooks, they offered flexibility.
Open education is a global movement that aims to bring quality education to teachers and students everywhere. The basic idea is to put top-notch learning materials on the web that anyone can access for free. You see, unlike textbooks, open ed resources can always be revised, so they're never out of date. Teachers are given free license to adapt them and improve them, giving students exactly what they need to achieve their dreams. Open education is changing lives. Visit creativecommons.org/education to learn more.